In this next part, we're going to be working with cubic function. So cubic function, if it was in exponential form or rational exponent form, it would have 1 over 3. So let's take a look at the example. We have v plus 21 powered by 1 over 3, and it equals to negative 5. So what we can do is convert into radical form. So the inside will be the same, v plus 21 with the radical, but this time with our denominator of 3, so it's going to be a cube root, and since our numerator is 1, and again, only for if the numerator is 1, I don't have to put v plus 21 in parentheses. So if the numerator is 1, you just write the inside without parentheses. And I'm setting the cube root equal to negative 5. Now, it's going to be very similar to solving a square root function. If I want to get rid of the radical, I'm going to raise both sides by the opposite of the root, which is to the third power. So if I raise the left side by the third power, I'm also going to raise the right side by the third power. So when I'm raising the cube root of v plus 1 by the third power, then the root, the radical, will disappear, and I'm just going to have v plus 21 on the left side. Now on the right side, it's negative 5 to the third power, meaning negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5. So I just expand, and when I multiply 1 by 1, I'm going to get negative 125. So I'm going to bring down v plus 21. So after that, we're just going to solve v just like any regular equation. So on the left side, to get v by itself, I'm going to subtract 21 on the left and then subtract 21 on the right. So it's going to be v equal negative 125 minus 21 will be negative 146. Alright, so just like the square root equation, let's see if this one works. I'm going to plug it into the original equation, or you can use the radical, meaning the cube root. So I'm going to write the cube root over here. So v plus 21, and it's inside the cube root, equal to negative 5. So when I'm plugging in for v, this is what it's going to look like. Negative 146 plus 21 inside the cube root, and see if it's going to equal to negative 5. Inside the root, inside the radical, negative 146 plus 21, that will be negative 125. And the right side is still negative 5. So when I do the cube root of negative 125, that will come out as negative 5. So the left side is equal to the right side, so our answer works. So my final answer is v equals negative 146. And then let me box that up. And again, this is our final answer, v equals negative 146. In the second example, we have 13 equals 8 plus, where it's n plus 29 raised by the 1/3 power. So when it's being raised to the 1/3 power, we can convert that into the radical form, which is also known as the cube root. So when I convert it into the radical, this is what it's going to look like. 13 equal to 8 plus, inside the radical will be n plus 29. Now don't forget, my denominator of the rational exponent is 3, so I have to have this 3 saying I'm doing the cube root. Since my numerator is 1, I'm simply just going to write the inside, n plus 29, without the parentheses. No need for parentheses. Alright, after I convert into a radical form, in this case the cube root, then we need to get the cube root by itself. So I'm going to subtract both sides by 8 because I want to cancel out the 8. So on the left side, 13 minus 8 will be 5. It's going to equal to the cube root of n plus 29. So it's 5 equals the cube root of n plus 29. Now, in order to get rid of the cube root, I'm going to do the opposite, which is raise it by the third power. Since I raised the right side by the third power, I'm going to do the same thing on the left side, raise the 5 to the third power. So when I raise the left side by the third power, it's 5 times 5 times 5. That will be 125. Equal, when I raise the cube root of n plus 29 by the third power, the cube root will disappear, and I'm just going to write the inside, n plus 29. Now it's just like an equation. We're just going to solve for n. So to get n by itself, I'm going to cancel out the 29 on the right side, and then I'm going to do the same thing. So I'll subtract 29 on the left side. So on the left side, 125 minus 29, so it's going to be 96 equal to n. Alright, after that, let's check if it's correct. So I'm going to plug in 96 into the n. I'm going to use the radical form instead of using the rational exponent form. So 13 equals to 8 plus the cube root of n plus 29. So we're going to plug in 96 into the n. So everything else will stay the same. So 96 plus 29 inside the cube root. So it's 13 equals to 8 plus inside the cube root will be, let's see, 96 plus 29. That will be 125. The cube root of 125 is 5. So this is what we're going to have. 13 equals 8 plus 5. And then on the right side, 8 plus 5 is 13, which is the same thing as the left side, so it works. So n equals to 96. That will be our final answer. Because I plugged it in, double check if it works, and indeed it does, where we got 13 on both sides, so the left is equal to the right, or the right equals to the left side. So therefore, this is our final answer.